This week, LeBron Maxes out with Barkley, and the Air Jordan 4 goes to the hospital, sits next to the Soul Collector, who's with his entourage. I am your host, Jacques Slade, and this is the weekly sneaker review.
My kick's on fire.
Last week, Nike officially launched the LeBron 9, and while the black and red colorway has got a lot of attention, it is the China colorway that I think is going to be this year's South Beach. The model features a light blue or baby bluish upper with yellow and orange accents. The model features an Air Max unit in the heel and a Zoom unit in the forefoot. However, that's not the big thing. The big thing is that the shoe will release in China on October 1st. For us in the US, we're going to have to wait until October 25th. I know, but I guess if it's called China, the China colorway, it should technically release in China first. I'm not happy about it, but those are the rules. Pricing is said to be right around $250. Counter Kicks has been quite the source for news when it comes to shoes releasing in summer 2012. One of the hottest we've seen is the Nike Air Max Barkley. Now we see the model here in a dark gray, wolf gray, and also in a white and new green. Of course, these are the only pictures we have now because the shoe is releasing so far away, summer of 2012. But be sure to stay close to Kicks on Fire because we will definitely have more pictures as we get closer to the release date. And that's the Nike Air Max Barkley for summer 2012. The series finale of the HBO show Entourage happened this year. However, the show left us with something tangible, at least for the sneakerheads anyway. It's the Nike SB Dunk Low Lights Out, aka the Entourage. The model was originally done as a friends and family release for those working on the show. However, it looks like they're going to release a model of it for the rest of us. Now, that release date is set to be November 25th, which is Black Friday, and the model has made a few slight changes from the friends and family release. For one thing, the black outsole has been switched to now have a gum bottom, and the stitching on the heel was white and now it's gold, which we imagine they did to help match the gum bottom. So that's the Nike SB Dunk Low Lights Out Entourage releasing on November 25th, aka Black Friday. Starting with a black base and royal blue stitching, the 2011 version of the Air Jordan 4 Doernbecher hit the web with a bit of shock and awe. The model features bright colors like neon green and seafoam green as accents over the upper, and they create quite a bit of a drastic contrast, let's say. Additionally, the model features a Superman logo on the tongue, an afro sort of logo on the medial ankle, and printed arrows on the toe box and on the side panel. These were definitely designed for charity, so they definitely have their purpose, but I wonder how these really look in person. I'm kind of excited to see them in person. Hopefully I get to see them pretty soon. So that's the Air Jordan 4 2011 Retro Doernbecher for the Doernbecher Hospital. Last week, the Nike Air Max Penny from Soul Collector topped our list, and this week, looks like Soul Collector has done it again with the Nike Air Foamposite One. Like the Nike Air Max Penny, the model alternates between royal blue and black, but this model has a translucent outsole. Details include a copper-colored penny logo on the tongue, which is pretty cool, and there's alternating Soul Collector and penny logos on the heel. These were set to release in Vegas last week, well, this Saturday that just passed. So if you were at Nike Town in Las Vegas, or if you're at Nike Las Vegas, you had a chance to grab a pair, definitely send us some images. We want to see what they look like on feet. That's our number one pick, the Nike Air Foamposite One from Soul Collector. Let's move on to the personal picks. For my personal picks, which are the picks that I thought could have made it into the top 5 but didn't make it for one reason or another, I'm going to go with 3 sneakers as usual. The first one up is the Adidas Decade Hi Bluebird. I definitely just like the old school styling of this shoe. I'm kind of a fan of old school basketball style sneakers, and the Big Ton is also really, really dope. Next one up is the Cons Pro Leather in Cranberry and Parchment. I'm going to say it ahead of time, I don't skateboard. I mean, I can ollie, you know what I'm saying? But I can't really skateboard outside of that. But this was all about the colorway. I like the way the Cranberry popped off of the sneaker. And finally, the Puma Suede Eco Tonal Pack. These are a tonal pack of sneakers that are made of 100% recyclable material. So shout out to Puma for thinking about the environment and still trying to make a little change with their sneakers. So those are my personal picks. let's get to the question of the video. Last week for the question of the video, I asked you, what do you think about when you buy your basketball sneakers? And to be honest, I was really surprised with how many of you said how they look. Like you guys were putting looks over the comfort of the sneakers, which means one of two things. Either one, you're not a real basketball player, so all you're worried about is looking good, or two, you don't care about your feet, which also means you're not a real basketball player because you know how important your feet are. But that's neither here or there. Some of you did, give some like reasonable answers, so I'm gonna read a couple of those. Here's one from Jason Lipscomb. I look for a basketball shoe that is high for ankle support, light like the Kobe's and foams that mold to your feet the more you play, and also constructed really well where they do not just fall apart. Definitely a big thing. I think basketball sneakers, the quality of the sneaker really makes a difference because you cut so much and you're moving your foot so much. The quality definitely makes a big difference. And here's one from Alexander Andretti. In a hooping shoe, I looked strictly for comfort regardless. The lift is a must. So I'm guessing that Alexander likes to play above the rim. Maybe Alexander can dunk, and that's why he likes a lot of lift in his shoes. Now here's a couple from YouTube. This one is from K-Mo-B. Basketball shoes have to be lightweight, have a snug lockdown fit, and most importantly, look so fly. So I think K-Mo-B is saying that his shoes need to be comfortable and locked down, and secondarily, they need to look fly, but he said most importantly. See, this is what I'm talking. These are the kind of comments that I'm talking about, where how they look is more important than how they feel. And the next one, this one is from Too Fresh For You. Too Fresh For You says, comfort, playability, usable both indoor and outdoor, durable traction, ankle support padding, affordable price, weight, looks of course, preferably a low, a mid. I personally like the mid or a high top sneaker, just the way that I've always played. I have a pair of Kobe's, but I haven't played in them yet. So I definitely like your response here, Too Fresh. Although the indoor outdoor, I don't really like sneakers both indoor and outdoor. I like to buy a separate pair for outdoor and a separate pair for indoor. Especially like the lighter shoes that they're making these days. I feel like they tear up really easily outside. So I definitely only play with those in the gym and use some of my older, like I have a pair of Sharpleys and a pair of 2004 Hirachis that I use when I play outside. But that's just my opinion, and my opinion doesn't matter. You guys, we all do what we do, what's most comfortable for us. For the question of this week, as I asked you guys to leave questions, I have one here from Zigzag23 who says, one question I would want to know is what shoe or shoe brand would you wear to a more fancy and less casual event? So if you were going to go somewhere really nice, which sneakers would you choose to wear, or which brand of sneakers would you choose to wear? As always, let me know in the comments and I will read some of your responses next week. And don't forget to ask a question. If you have a question that you want to ask the audience, we're all here together. Leave it in the comments and hopefully I'll pick it next week and we'll read your comment. Well, that does it for this week's weekly review. As always, if you want to follow us on Facebook or Twitter, you see how I struggled to get that out. If you want to follow us on Facebook or Twitter, the information is down there below. If you missed last week's episode, then that is right there. And also subscribe. Click the subscribe button. And if you like the video, like it. If you don't like it, just don't like it. But if you like it, click the like button. And again, make sure you subscribe. We definitely love when you subscribe. That way you get the information as soon as possible. I am your host, Jacques Slade. This is the weekly sneaker review, and as always, I will see you next week. Peace. Love this basketball season, or hopefully basketball season, as a New York Knicks colorway of the Jordan Spizike has popped up. Now, for those of you that follow the site, these aren't exactly a new colorway, because if you're a basketball fan, you would have seen Spike Lee rock